$220 billion. This may appear to be a large sum of money. Yeah, that is more than the GDP of Ghana, Kenya, and Uzbekistan combined. But did you know that this is the amount of money that will be spent on the FIFA World Cup in 2022? Isn't it insane? So where was this money spent? Hey everyone, welcome back to High Luxury. In today's video, we're going to look at how Qatar spent $220 billion on the World Cup in 2022. So let's dig right into it. What has Qatar spent money on? The cost of preparing for the World Cup in Qatar was calculated in the same way as it was in Russia. True, but on a far larger scale. The organizers spent $6.5 billion, or around 3% of the announced budget, to build 8 stadiums, 7 from scratch and 1 large-scale restoration of the Lusail type. And they managed to save money despite the fact that the venue's development was once anticipated to cost $8 to $10 billion. The remainder of the funds were spent on infrastructure projects. They are all part of the state program Qatar National Vision 2030, QNV, which was adopted in 2008 as a strategy for Qatar's national development and modernization. The program's purpose is to convert Qatar into a modern society capable of attaining sustainable development by 2030. The inclusion of the World Cup in the country's worldwide renovation program has a merely practical value as well. When facilities are being built for a significant national event with set dates, contractors have no chance of missing the deadlines. This was the situation in Russia. Who knows how long the Gazprom arena would have taken to build if it hadn't been for the Confederations Cup and World Cup. And it has happened again in Qatar. And the 2022 World Cup Organizing Committee recognizes this. The number of facilities already developed in Qatar for the 2022 World Cup is astonishing. The metro in Doha, the country's capital, opened in 2019. Currently, 37 stations and 3 of the 4 planned 76-kilometer lines are operational. Passengers are served by ultra-modern driverless trains capable of reaching speeds of up to 107 kilometers per hour. The subway cost the country more than $40 billion to build, about 18% of the total budget. Another major project is the Hamad International Airport, which cost $16 billion, about 7% of the budget, which opened in 2014. Its predecessor, Qatar International Airport, was not bad and was ranked among the greatest airports in the world, but it fell short of the Qataris' high expectations. It could accommodate up to 12 million passengers per year, but with this new airport, the accommodation has increased to up to 60 million new people. In comparison, the largest Russian airport, Sheremetyevo, saw a record passenger flow of 46 million people in 2018. To assure the supply of building materials, Qatar opened the Hamad port, which cost well over $7.5 billion, or about 3.4% of the budget in 2016. The port can handle 7.8 million containers per year. Why was the port built? The bay in the Doha region is quite shallow, and large container ships could not previously reach Qatar. Cargo bound for the country was unloaded in the neighboring UAE before being transported to Qatar by smaller vessels. This logistical issue no longer exists, and a major cruise terminal is being developed in the harbor to accommodate large tourist ships. During the World Cup, Qatar chartered 4 of these liners to address a pressing issue with fan accommodation. The Doha Expressway, which cost $8 billion, or 3.6% of the budget, was also developed in Qatar. It is a new road network for Doha and its surroundings, with a total length of 800 kilometers, new motorways, 95 interchanges, 200 bridges, 90 underpasses, and 50 tunnels built. An advanced monitoring and control system is installed across the new road system. Aside from highways, 450 kilometers of pedestrian sidewalks and cycling paths were constructed. However, the creation of the new city of Lusail on the site of a little town north of Doha is the largest expenditure component of the 2022 World Cup budget. According to its specifications, 37 square kilometers, 250,000 permanent residents, it is a carbon replica of Zelenograd, which is part of Moscow. The similarities, however, end there. Lusail is is intended as a future city, with the goal of maximizing the comfort of residents and tourists while minimizing environmental damage. After the World Cup, it should compete with Dubai as a home for tens of thousands of highly qualified foreign professionals, a location for international firms' headquarters, and a world-class resort. In 2014, when construction first began, officials in Qatar estimated the cost at $45 billion, but since then, there hasn't been an update on that. Stadiums built or renovated in Qatar for FIFA World Cup in 2022. Al Bayt Stadium. Al Bayt Stadium has a capacity of 68,895 spectators. It is one of a kind due to its massive tent construction that covers the entire stadium and is called after Bayt al-Sha'ar, tents historically utilized by nomadic peoples in Qatar and the Gulf area. The design of the stadium pays homage to Qatar's past and present while also serving as a model of green development and sustainability. Al Bayt will be reduced to 32,000 seats following the competition. Ahmad Bin Ali Stadium. Ahmad Bin Ali Stadium in Al Afai, which is in the west of central Doha, can host 45,032 spectators using modular pieces constructing an upper tier. After the event, it will be reduced to roughly 20,000 seats. The stadium and adjacent buildings are designed to mirror the Qatari landscape. The exterior facade is shaped like sand dunes, and the rare geometric shapes symbolize the beauty of the desert as well as the local flora and animals. Al Janoud Stadium. Al Janoud Stadium is located in Al Wakra, a city in southern Saudi Arabia. It has a seating capacity of 44,325. The stadium's design is inspired by the wind-filled sails of traditional dhow boats in Qatar, paying homage to Al Warak's fishing and pearl diving heritage. Al Janoub's capacity will be reduced following the event, with seats donated to other sporting projects around the world. Khalifa International Stadium. The rebuilt Khalifa International Stadium was built in 1976, then refurbished and expanded in 2005 to serve as the focal point of Qatar's 2006 Asian Games. The stadium, which features sweeping arcs and partially covered stands, serves as the focal point of Aspire Zone, a sports complex that also contains Aspire Academy, Hamad Aquatic Center, Aspetar Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Hospital, and a variety of other sporting venues. The 321 Qatar Olympic and Sports Museum is connected to the stadium via a walkway, adding to the appreciation of how this venue cherishes its past while preparing for a vibrant future. Education City Stadium. The new Education City Stadium is situated in the heart of many world-class university campuses at Education City, Qatar's global hub of excellence. The stadium can hold up to 44,667 people and is shaped like a jagged diamond that glows as the sun sweeps across the sky. Following the FIFA World Cup, over half of the stadium seats will be retained for use by university athletic teams. Lusail Stadium. The Lusail Stadium, located in Lusail City, is one of Qatar's key stadiums and will host the tournament's final ceremony. As part of Qatar's commitment to sustainable development, Lusail Stadium will be turned into a community center, including schools, shops, cafes, sports facilities, and health clinics after the tournament. 974 Stadium. The 974 Stadium is a groundbreaking initiative in the field of sports stadium construction. This stadium, made of shipping containers, will be fully demolished and the materials used in its construction will be reused. Aside from being the international dialing code for Qatar, the stadium's name is derived from the number of containers used to construct it. The stadium is just minutes from Hamad International Airport and overlooks the Gulf Coast and the spectacular West Bay Towers. Al Thamama Stadium. The traditional kafia, the cap worn under the gutra and igal in the Arab world, influenced the design of Al Thamama Stadium, which is a distinct Arab architectural symbol. This design was chosen because it represents a cultural shared by Arabs throughout the Arab world. As a result, it expresses the depth of Arab civilization as well as the Arab countries' linked cultural historical past. The stadium has a seated capacity of 44,400, which will be reduced to 20,000 after the competition. So, what are your thoughts about the FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022? Do you guys think it is possible to spend $220 billion? or not? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below.